15 seconds of fame. Fame, hang up, don't hang up, and what the next Keanu Reeves? Sandra Bullock. First guest of this evening, two of the hottest stars in Hollywood. Last seen 12 years ago in the movie Speed. They've teamed up again for the new movie Lake House. It's out now in New Zealand. It's out on the 27th in Australia. Here's a sneak peek.
I sometimes feel as if I'm invisible, as if no one can see me at all. I never felt that way when I lived at the lake house. It's the one place I felt most like my true self.
I bought a house on the lake.
Dear new tenant, welcome to your new home. I'm sure you'll love living here as much as I did.
What do you mean you lived here?
Since no one has lived in this house for years. Ridiculous.
For argument's sake, what day is it there?
April 14th, 2004.
No, it's April 14th, 2006.
It's the same day, 2 years apart. This is insane.
It's two people who are in love but can't have each other. And then when I recently caught up with them and tried to sum up the movie as best I could, I was saying it's like a love story, but they can't be in love, and there's letters and messages and voiceovers, and it's all kind of ooh and a bit ah. I think I did a good job of it, as I welcomed Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock.
That was so beautifully said. I couldn't have said that better myself.
Do you think I've summed that up beautifully?
Yeah.
In a very unique way, but special.
Thank you very much.
It's very special.
Thank you very much. Well, you two look lovely.
Oh, well, thank you.
Now, it has been such a long time since you two have appeared together on screen, and it would seem odd to me that you haven't been asked to appear in a film before. Why has it taken so long?
Not enough money?
What was it? No,
That wasn't it.
no. I guess this was just the right project.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, we haven't found the right kind of film to do. I
Yeah,
guess
it
it just
just-
never came around.
I mean, people always said you should work together, but there wasn't really anything that came across that was extraordinary, or just seemed like the right thing for Keanu at the same time that it was right for me, and vice versa, I think.
Yes.
And then this came
Stars
along, it
aligning.
was magic.
Magic.
Oh.
Bye.
Oh, look at them being all dreamy with each other. So
Yeah.
what is it about the movie, what is it about the Lake House that attracted you both to the roles?
Well, the characters are 2 years apart. You meet them at this same house. Sandra's leaving the house. I'm arriving at the house, and you know, I get a letter that says, "Please forward the mail." And the only thing is that I don't understand is that it's, you know, the date is 2 years.
2 years at the same time.
At the same time.
Yeah, and it's...
So there's that fantastical element that they're not.
And the only way they can communicate is through that,
these letters.
at that house, and through the letters at this mailbox. And you later find out that the house was built by his father, who's this extraordinary architect, but he built it for his family. And
Christopher Plummer?
Yes, Christopher Plummer.
It is an actual, the actual house itself is quite beautiful in the movie, and to take nothing away from your
Stunning.
fictitious architect, award-winning father in the film, Keanu. But Sandra, I believe that
Yes.
your biggest problem with the actual house that was used, no toilet.
You know, I don't think that would be only a problem for me. My guess is that might be a problem for many people, especially in Chicago when it's freezing.
What kind of house doesn't have a toilet in it?
A movie house.
But it had running water. It had a working stove, and it had a sink with running water.
Yeah.
So, you know, I just think the lines of the walls of the toilet might have taken away from the sort of architectural design. I might cut a hole in the floor. I'm happy with that. You know, some blinds or something, but...
Sure, we've got room for a giant tree to grow in the middle of the house, but no room for someone just to go and take a tinkle.
Maybe that was the toilet. Was the tree. For guys, it would work. It wouldn't be too... Okay, this is not what your audience wants to hear.
No, trust me,
right
unfortunately
now.
it is. They love it.
It is? Yeah, okay.
Now, for the most part in this movie, you guys don't share a lot of actual screen time together, like being on screen at the same time. Does that make it a little more difficult to shoot a film like this?
Well, one of the motifs of the film is a kind of yearning, and you know, separating, I guess, through time and trying to cross. How do these two people come together? So, on one hand, it would have been nice to have some more scenes together, but on the other hand, you know, it really kind of intensifies the scenes that we did have together.
So yeah, this is the best part of it. When you're shooting a film like that, where you're not necessarily going to be on set all the time, really perfect if one day you wake up and your co-star's giving you the absolute shits.
Giving you the absolute what?
The absolute shits.
You say that on television?
Did you just say shit?
I said shits plural.
Oh, shits. Your co-star's giving you the shits?
Yeah.
Is that in diarrhea, or is that a term that I'm not...
Well, again,
It's
see,
kind of like their
if there's no toilet in the house, it could be problematic. I just mean if they're upsetting you, you wake up, you're crabby with them, it doesn't matter, you don't have to share any on-screen time with them.
That's true. Maybe that's why we got along so well. You didn't have to see me, and I couldn't give you the shits. And if I gave you the shits, I apologize.
No, you never.
I never gave you the shits?
I never.
I love the fact that you just
you're like
say
a little
shit.
kid. Yeah, you're like
I know,
a
I'm
little
going to
kid.
say it as much as I can.
You have to add the S, because if
I'm
there's
adding
no
the
S...
shits.
Now, one of the things I love about this movie is it brings back the long-lost art of letter writing, especially with your character, Sandra, set in the modern era, not communicating via email or little Blackberries or SMS messages, that you're using letters. Do you think that's a lost art in the modern era?
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think... Well, you write letters, I write
And
letters.
you write letters. That's how we communicate.
But yes, it does bring that kind of into the forefront. It's nice. It's romantic. I think letters are romantic.
They're tactile. I mean, you can go back and relive them and remember what someone wrote by opening it up and taking it out and seeing it's weathered. And, you know,
It's personal.
And
Very personal.
I didn't know that letter writing had become such a thing in the past. I mean, I love notes. I love letters. I love people, you know, thoughtful people writing down things and sending them and making that effort. Because email is so easy. Sometimes I think a little too easy, you know. You can't go back and relive an email.
Well, that's how your husband Jesse stalked you for all those months, didn't he?
Yeah, and I'm sorry I said the word stalking. I said that as a joke. There was no stalking involved.
Courting.
I wasn't an unwilling participant.
It's not so much stalking as courting with binoculars.
Thank you. Thank you very much. He said it. Courting with binoculars.
Well, thank you very much for taking the time to chat to us. It's been an absolute delight, and hopefully I didn't give you guys the shits. It was an absolute delight.
Absolutely
not. Me. I'm feeling fine. Yeah. You?
I'm good.
Beautiful. Well, the movie is The Lake House. It's been an absolute pleasure to chat to its stars, Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock.
Thank you very much.